Greetings, Spartans. We are going to learn how to use the rotation tool. Of course, you've been doing this for the last 2 days, so this video, as always, will be used as a review. All right. First thing I'm going to do is do X, and I'm going to do backslash, and I'm going to do X again. Again, X/X. Notice I fill in my stroke. X/X. So now we just have a fill, because that's what we need for the rotation design project. Alright, so I want to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to bring out my swatches palette. By the way, this document size is 5" by 5". Start off with the basic CMYK document, as we always do. The name of this project is Rotation Design. You're going to want to refer to the assignment page to look over all the requirements. Okay. First thing I want to do is within the swatches palette, down here in the lower left corner, you'll see the swatch library menu. Click on it. Choose one of the palettes. I think we did fruit for the Monday's lesson. I'm going to try foods, and I'm going to try ice cream. Okay. Actually, no, I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to go into color books, and I'm going to do DIC color guide. I did this previously, and I found that these colors look good. I'm going to close up the swatches palette, bring this up here. I still have ice cream up. I'm going to close that one up. And look at all these colors. I like these because of how they're arranged, and they're sort of in order of the colors, and they sort of gradually change from one hue to the next, and that's going to give me a nice little color wheel effect. Excuse me. So next thing I want to do is I'm going to go up to View, and I'm going to show Grid. And you recall that each one of these squares is 1 inch. And then there's a subdivision of 8 smaller squares per inch. Okay? Alright. For this assignment, you're required to use the pen tool. Okay? And you're going to look right here. This is the assignment page, rotation design. I made a little chart here. Steps to creating a rotation effect. These are basically notes just to remind you. They're not telling you how to do the rotation. That's what this video is for. Okay? Don't forget to go here for your assignment. Alright, back here now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this guide to help me. I'm going to create a symmetrical shape. Okay? And I'm going to zoom in here and show you what I mean. First thing I want to do is I want to grab one of these lighter colors. And I'm going to go ahead and click, and I'm going to try to keep this as symmetrical as possible. And you notice I'm 2 squares off the center to the left. I'm going to do the same thing to the right. Then I'm going to go up 2, and then don't forget you have to close it. So you got to go back to the original anchor point. And this is a closed path. Okay? Let me see. I'm going to move my color swatches to the left, and I'm going to move my layers palette in view so we can all see what's going on. I'm going to open up that layer palette, or the layer itself, and you see the path. Okay? Alright. I'm going to go to my rotation tool, letter R hotkey. I'm going to zoom in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the shape unit. We've already designed our shape. Now we need the unit. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down Option, and with my rotation tool I'm going to click at the bottom of this shape right directly on the anchor. And I would suggest choosing a number between 0 and 10. It all depends on the look you're after. So I'm going to choose 5. I'm going to preview it. And it's not working, so I'm going to cancel that. That's because I need to go to my selection tool first. Then I'm going to go back to that rotation tool. So select it first. Now try that again. And 5, preview. and that's exactly how I want it. Okay, I'm going to copy now. I'm not going to say okay, I'm going to click copy. So you see we have two of the same shape. One is going off 5 degrees from that initial shape. I'm going to hold down Control. I'm going to select that initial shape again. Hold down Option with my rotation tool. Click that same anchor point. And this time I'm going to go the other way, -5. And I'm going to copy. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to select all three, and you will see how we've got the symmetry because of the +5 and the -5 rotation on those copies. You can see the 3 paths right there. Okay, next step, I'm going to take my transparency window here, and let me dock that back there and show you what that looks like. That's the circle overlapping the other circle. So that's your transparency palette. We're going to change the blend mode. Again, don't forget, you got to have all three selected. Change normal to multiply. You get this nice layering effect. Now, in this little cheat sheet, if you will, it tells you to lower the transparency to 20 to 60%. We're on number 4 right now. And go back there. And it all depends on what you're looking for. I'm going to bring it up to about 50. And looks good. Now, next step is to group. So select it all. Notice my layers. I'm going to do Control G to group. And there you go. There's your group. And too low on virtual memory, apparently. I'm going to save this quickly before something happens. Don't forget, save periodically because we know what happens. I'm going to call this rotation tool tut for tutorial. All right, save that just in case something happens. Okay, save. That's our click OK. All right, I'm back online. Where would we be without a glitch, right? Okay, in any case, I went ahead and closed my browser. That way I have more memory to deal with. So, I've got a grouped shape unit. This is known as a shape unit. Okay, again, we start with a shape. Now we created that shape unit. All right. The next part is easy. In fact, the rest of it is easy. And the rest of it is the best part. Okay, so while this shape unit is selected, I'm going to hold down my Option. I'm still in the rotation tool, and I'm going to click one square down from here. And you don't have to. You can go back down to that bottom anchor, but I choose to go one square below. And I'm going to click, hold down Option and click. And you now have to decide how many colors you want around the wheel. It must be divisible by 360. So remember what we did. We typed in 360 backslash, and this is going to be like a little calculator. And I decide I want 20 colors, and I'm going to hit Tab. And what that does is it automatically shows you the angle. Okay? Not that the angle's important. What's important is that it's a whole number, okay? But we chose 20 colors, and so then I'm going to copy it, and we get this nice overlay, actually the multiplied effect, blending. And now I'm going to just go through these colors in order as I see it, and then I'm going to go to this next row after that. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this lighter green. And then I'm going to do Control D. That is transform again. Then I choose the next one, Control D, next one, and I'm just going to keep going. So after each Control D, you just choose another color. Last one. That was the last one. And you usually can figure out the last one based on just the look, you know, the symmetrical look, radial symmetry. All right. Once that's finished, we're going to go ahead and select the entire thing and do Control G. And there you have it. I've got my first color wheel and I've grouped it together. Now I can simply move that anywhere I want without worrying about it falling apart. I'm going to close this color swatch. I've got one. I'm going to need 4 more. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to create 5 unique color wheel effects using the rotation tool and the different color swatches. Okay? I hope that helps. Don't forget, you're going to want to arrange 5 color wheels, so they're undoubtedly going to have to be resized. Don't be afraid to overlap a little bit, and I mean a little bit. And that's it. Hope this helps, and have fun with it. Thanks for watching.